Welcome. It is so nice to have all of you with us. Welcome to the Brightstar family. Here at Brightstar, we focus on personal and leadership development that helps you to win at work and life so that you will experience true joy. We will have a session now for 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, you're welcome if you need to leave. If you have any question regarding Brightstar or anything, or just want to chat with us, you're welcome to stay longer. But until then, we will be busy. Our facilitator, Liana Lourens, is from Somerset West. Liana, we're excited about your session. Can't wait to hear more about ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let me just get that.
While you're busy sharing the screen, welcome to everyone joining us. We're glad that you are with us. Liana Lourens is our facilitator for the day.
I just need to get to it again. Sorry, my dear. I'm there now. Then
while Liana is sharing the screen.
There we are. Sorry. Sure. When I started off with this theme, I never realized what impact it actually would have in my own mind and in my own mindset and thinking about things the past week. So I had all these wonderful, I'm usually very demonstrative and pictures, and I had all these ideas to share with you. And then as the week went on, all of the arms and the legs and all the paraphernalia was like cut off, and I got to a space where I realized if we don't get back to the basic things of things, we can't progress, because if we're not built on solid ground, when the storms come, we won't stay. So I chose this theme of being truthfully true to myself, because within the company and within the kind of things that we do, we talk so much about, and we tell somebody so easily, just be true to yourself. And then if you go and you Google at the University of Google, there's this lists and thousands of articles that you can go and read about what it means to be true to yourself and how you can apply it and how you can change yourself. So when I went through all of those, I just came back to something within myself that I asked, what is truth? If I say I have to be true to myself, then one of the questions I have to ask is, but what is the truth about myself? And then I realized many times I am not so truthful with myself about myself. It's very easy to judge, not judge, but to look at the world and find truths and half-truths and not truths within everything around us. But once we just need to look a little bit inside ourselves, we tend to not be so open to the truth about ourselves. So I went on this journey, and that's all I'm going to share with you this afternoon, my journey. There's a definition, if you go just to the definitions about truth, it just says it's acting in a way that agrees with your beliefs and your values. Not somebody else's beliefs and values, or you are acting in agreement with your own beliefs and values. And you are behaving according to your beliefs and values. And I realized that my values and beliefs differ from somebody else's. So what happens then? Can I be truly myself if I don't believe the same as you do? If my belief system and my values is different than the people around me, can I still truly be myself? So I love dissecting, coming back to words. And then I came to, but does it then mean if I say you have to be yourself, what does that being means? What does it mean to be? And then I like to understand, or I like to remember things in a way. So I came to the ing, and being yourself means to be integrated, that all these various parts of yourself really works together towards a common goal. So it's like the oil. If you are oiled and everything just works together and do what it does. I'm not judging what you're going to do or what you believe or where. I'm just saying you are being when everything is working together nicely to get to where you want to go with your life. Then being means really believing that the world needs you, that you are important. Because if you get to a state where you say, I don't matter, I have nothing to give, you won't even miss me. If you have that mindset of not knowing that you have something important to give, then, and what they say is that it's not only the feeling of being needed, but it's more than just being desirable. It's more than I just want people to be in my friendship circle, or it's deeper than just functioning with the people around you. It is really knowing that you are needed. And then growing. They say growing just means for a living thing, it's undergoing a natural development in your size and your physicality, becoming increasingly greater over a period of time. Whew, I typed that very quickly. That's supposed to be time. I tend to get stuck on forgetting that I'm growing, thinking that I have to be everything I need to be right now. And being means an ongoing growing into what you are supposed to be. So I asked myself, what is the truth then? Now, in the judicial system, truth is nothing without proof. And if we think of truth, people will say, it gets very complex and confusing because there's my truth, and there's your truth, and there's our truth, and there's the truth. And in between that, it sometimes becomes a little confusing to know and to decide what is truth. So in context of what is, if I have to be true to myself, what are the things that are going to prove to me that I actually has got this machine together to give to the world? So in a judicial system, they say proof is not a document stating facts. It's not something tangible. It's a body of evidence, a group of things, a whole collection of evidence. It's a process of assembling all of this evidence, and then you take that evidence and you test it, you refine it, you reinforce it until it gets to such a solid enough state that it can withstand any contradiction and counterclaims. Now, that is a mouthful. So I just went on and said, okay, in context with myself, if I want proof that I really have something to give and that I know what it is, then this theory I have about myself has to be tested. And what does test means? Test means establishing the quality of the performance and reliability of something before it is ready for widespread use. So you really have to find out, what is this? What am I made of? And there we get to our strengths and our personality and all of those things. But who am I really? What am I made of? What are my characteristics? And then what what are my limits? Because what is the context, and what am I supposed to do? And there your purpose starts playing in. If I take a rubber band and I have to test it, I can't just pull it and say, no, yes, it's stretchy and have all the characters. I need to know how far it can stretch before it breaks. Because then I will know how I can apply this the best I can. Okay, I had a thingy in my head. Sorry. So my have to go through processes of testing. We can't go through life without tests, because that actually helps us shape our understanding of where we can be applied in life and in life. So then, in the judicial system, they say the proof is when you refine it as well. Now, refining, we usually think firstly about silver getting refined in the fire, but there's another refining of taking off everything that is not necessary. So it's not only clearing away that which is bad, but it's also shaping you to be the best to what you could be. Refining doesn't need to be always just taking away everything that's bad, but it's taking the things that are good and even taking some of them away until you just have specifically what is good for your application. And then the third one is being reinforced. Now, being reinforced gives myself the picture of a little plant hanging like this, and then you stick something next to it so that you can bind it up to grow. But it's more than that. It's not just taking your weaknesses and giving you something to make that stronger, but it is actually looking towards where you need to go and having guides stronger than yourself to lead you towards what you could be and what your purpose would be. So I'm just going to read that. The choice of the material are dictated by the state of the subject and what is needed to fulfill its purpose, what is needed to enhance the performance above expectation. Okay. Now, in the judicial understanding of truth is nothing without proof, we get to that. It has to go tested, refined, reinforced until it is so solid that it can withstand contradiction and counterclaims. Now I come to my heart of what I want to share with you this afternoon, that everything worth anything costs something. Nothing in this world that is really worth having, being, becoming costs something. And the question is, are we willing to pay the price for what we want to have within ourselves? Amanda would know that I don't like what I'm doing here at the moment at all. I'm not being true to myself in a sense of having all these, because what is in my heart, I want to tell you that if we don't face the full truth about ourselves, we will never be able to grow. If we are not willing to even look at our shadows and deal with those, we will not be able to grow in the way that we really want to be ourselves. So I got up to this. What could be keeping me away from being my true self? KFC.
Liana, I just think for time's sake, we're at 15 minutes now. So maybe we can, no problem, we can just end your, wrap up the conversation, and then we can allow people that want to stay with us. So do you have one?
Yeah, sure. Let me show you this. These are the three things that can keep us away from really being for other people who we want to be. Our knowledge, our feelings, and our character. And the questions I wanted to ask for today is, are we willing to pay the price for what it what it costs us to be ourselves.